Hi, my name's Grace Klein, and I did my final project on the life cycle nutrition of a high school student. This was really intriguing to me, mainly because I struggled really um, a lot with going from having an eating disorder to having binge eating throughout high school. So it was really interesting to read about how a high schooler should have eaten and how to properly nourish yourself and just prepare for like the future when I have kids and making sure that they are getting a balanced diet. Yeah, so this was a super interesting topic. High schoolers often have a very low nutrient diet just because of the amount of fast food they're consuming and the amount of processed foods they consume based on their schedule and just after school hanging out, um, waking up early, not eating breakfast. Um, these are some nutrients that they are often heavily lacking in their diet, which can be calcium, iron, zinc, vitamin D, and vitamin C. 6.3% of high school students actually claim that they do not eat fruit. 7.9 said they don't consume vegetables, and 16.7 say they don't eat breakfast any morning. So there's a lot of opportunity for there to be a lack of nutrients, especially with the fruit and vegetables. Yeah, you can see that in the vitamin C, the amount of antioxidants and disease-fighting vitamins and abilities are just lacking in a lot of high school students. Same with iron and calcium, zinc, and vitamin D. These are super important just for the overall health and well-being of everyone, and this is commonly lacking in people in this age group. Calcium is super important for maintaining strong bones and carrying out many important functions. Almost all calcium is stored in bones and teeth, where it supports structure and hardness. The body also needs calcium for muscles to be able to move and for nerves to be able to carry messages from your brain to every other part of your body. So especially with students being in sports and trying to think fast and learn a lot of things, calcium is super important because it is carrying messages from your brain to your body, and just is overall important for your muscles to be able to move. Iron is also extremely important. It is a mineral that allows your body to grow and develop, which is very present in high schoolers. They are developing and growing throughout all those 4 years in the middle of puberty. Your body uses iron to make hemoglobin, which is a protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen from the lungs to all parts of your body, and it provides oxygen to your muscles, and it also makes some hormones that are necessary for growth and development of like sperm cells and sperm eggs and all these really important things that are developing throughout this age. So iron is super, super important for them to be getting enough of. Zinc is a nutrient that people need in order to stay healthy. It is found in the cells throughout the body, and it helps your immune system fight off invading bacteria and viruses that could be attacking your body or just trying to get you sick. The body is also in need of zinc to make proteins and DNA, which is a genetic material in all cells. Another thing very important for the development in high school. Vitamin D is a nutrient needed for health and being able to maintain strong bones. Vitamin D is aiding in the absorption of calcium and phosphorus in our body. It brings calcium and phosphorus to our bones and teeth and helps regulate the amount of calcium that is remaining in our blood. And lastly, vitamin C, which is needed for the growth and repair of tissues in your body. And it also helps protect cells, keep them healthy, and maintain healthy skin, blood vessels, bones, and cartilage. Yeah, and these aren't even all the nutrients that they could possibly be lacking. These are just the top 5 I found when looking for what does the average high school student lack in their diet. Food sources. So easy food sources. Most of these are really actually easily attainable. Just they're not your basic fast food, quick grabbing food that an average high schooler might grab to that is full of sweets and processed food. Calcium. You can find this in dairy products, leafy greens, and fortified cereal. A lot of fortified wheats actually have a lot of calcium in them. Then you have iron. You can find this in lean meats, spinach, seafood, beans, peas, lentils, nuts, and seeds. This actually is a pretty attainable nutrient. lean meat, not that hard to make. Chicken, spinach, just have a salad, beans, peas, lentils, nuts, and seeds. Trail mix would really help. Just easy to go grab things. It's actually really attainable for a high school to be able to maintain this in their diet. Zinc, lean meats, poultry, eggs, seafood, beans, same kind of thing. These are very common, very similar iron and zinc in where you find them. Vitamin D, fish, red meat, cheese, and egg. And vitamin C, citrus fruit, peppers, broccoli, berry. Just the fruit and vegetables that they said that they weren't eating enough of, they should definitely be eating more of. Yeah, you can find this in just strawberries and potatoes, all those things. Um, the common diet choices of a high schooler are not often what they need to be consuming. They are a lot of times are eating processed foods, fast foods, less nutritional meal substitutes in order to eat something fast, or just not even eating because they're stressed out or have a busy morning and just have inconsistent meals for the amount of activity they often are doing with their sports and clubs. Um, optimal nutrition. Optimal nutrition can affect physical activity, growing, maturing, moods, and hormones. When it comes to physical activity, they're often playing sports and are constantly on the go. They could be at school for hours and go to clubs and then go to play sports. Most high schoolers have a very physically and mentally draining schedule. Poor nutrition can lead to fatigue, dehydration, poor health, which can overall affect athletic and school performance. Fueling their body is often overlooked by high school athletes, but it is very essential and important. They are also growing and maturing at this age. They're in puberty still, and it's really important them for the properly nourishing themselves. We learned earlier throughout these slides that there's a lot of nutrients that actually aid in the development and growth of these students, and them not getting enough of it could actually affect them. Also, moods and hormones. The right diet can actually provide stability to your fluctuating and developing hormones. Multiple studies have found a correlation between diet and high refined sugar and impaired brain function, and even a worsening of symptoms of depression, anxiety, and just things that a lot of high schoolers deal with. And just making sure that you're setting yourself up for success in all aspects, including diet, can really impact you for the best. Also, learning. It's weird, but food actually can improve your ability to learn. Nutritious food provide your body and mind with the energy to grow and feel active. Foods in high trans fat and saturated fats can actually negatively impact your learning and memory. Nutritional deficiencies early in life can affect the cognitive development of school-age children. And just the access to nutrition improves students' cognition, concentration, and energy levels. So it is super important for diet, for kids to be focusing on their diet, and not to a compulsive amount, but just to make sure that they are feeding themselves the right things in order to be growing and developing properly. You hear often just like, oh, you're young, why not eat it? Or, oh, I wish I could eat that now. But there's just a lot of high schoolers think their bodies are indestructible, and just making sure that they are taking care of their bodies, and with the amount of activities and hard work and just schoolwork they are doing, they need to be eating the right things that are nourishing their brain and their bodies. There are a couple programs that are trying to help assist this. You might have had school lunches or morning breakfasts at your school, and these are a couple of those programs actually. The school breakfast program, which is the USDA Food and Nutrition Service through the U.S. Department of Agriculture. It is a school meal program and is a nonprofit breakfast program in school and residential child care institutions. The school breakfast program, or the SBP, provides reimbursement to states to operate nonprofit breakfast programs in schools and in residential child care institutions. The child nutrition programs help ensure that children have access to a nutritious meal. The SBP started in 1966 as a pilot project and was made permanently entitlement program by Congress in 1975. Those who cannot afford school lunches may be determined categorically eligible for free lunches through the participation in the federal assistance programs, or just based on their home status. My school actually had this program. Every morning we'd go to school and they would provide a breakfast for those who might not get a chance to get that at home based off what their parents are able to feed them or just their time and how busy they are and the amount of siblings they have. And that could honestly greatly impact someone's ability to take a test, play a sport, or just have a good day with their mood. With just having a healthy meal in the morning can overall affect their mental health and physical health. Secondly, there's the National School Lunch Program, which provides nutritional, balanced, low-cost, free lunches to children at each school. To children each school day. This program was established under the National School Lunch Act signed by President Harry Truman in 1946. At first, about 7.1 million children participated in the NSLP in its first year, but since then, the program has actually reached millions school-wide, nationwide. The National School Lunch Program is federally listed and is operating in public and nonprofit private schools and is in residential childcare institutions. And basically, it just provides a balanced, low-cost or free lunch to children each school day. There is actually a list of requirements that this meal must have with the amount of nutrients and calories and just overall what it is providing for the student's body, which is a great program that is helping solve this issue. But still just making sure that you are informed about what maybe the high schoolers in your life should be eating or what you just should learn about maybe in the future raising your kids, how to help feed them. And it is, there's multiple, throughout all ages, there's nutrients that are lacking in diets, but just being informed can really make a difference. So that's what I learned about the nutrition of a high schooler. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.